The Big Why.
Assalamu alaikum, dear brothers and sisters. Welcome to the season 2 of The Big Why, where me and brother Mohammad Taher will be answering some of your most important questions in this box right here. And this time, Joe, switch things up a bit.
Yeah, I don't mind. Shall I take one?
Yep.
Alright, I'll pull one out. Drum roll. Okay. That's a good question, actually. Why did Allah create His creations in different colors, forms, and variations? Over to you. You answer this one.
I can't. I could never.
No, I'm sure you could. Okay. What do you think of this question?
How are you going to answer that?
Okay. What if I told you that actually the forms, the colors, the shapes and sizes of everything, yes, Allah may have created it, and yes, He may have designed it, but the way that it happened was actually maybe different the way you thought it was. Some people think, okay, God sat there and He was drawing and designing each person. Maybe. But I'm going to give an alternative example, or an alternative idea. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when He created the world, right? Science has proven that it all started off with a big bang. And then that big bang expanded, it became the planets, it became the solar systems, it became the stars, it became the earth, it became the world. And all of these things formed naturally, right? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it's like He created the rules of physics. He created gravity, He created light, He created sound, He created the vibrations, He created energy, He created all the rules. And then He went, go, bang. And then this whole thing expanded and evolved from there. So when you study science and you study evolution, it makes sense, but there has to be a power behind it, right? Science, when it talks about evolution, it says as if God just made it, like it just started without anything. We don't agree with that. We agree that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala was the power behind everything, but the way it evolved was natural. So now let's get into the details of this. Why are there so many different colors? Why are there so many variations? Why is the sky blue? Why is the sunset red? Why is the trees green? So when you start to look into these things, you realize that, I'll give a random example. A camel carries lots of water on its back. Why? Where does a camel live?
In the desert.
So a camel, to survive, needed to carry a lot of water on its back. Another thing that a camel had to do to survive is camels have really long eyelashes. Why? Camels are in a desert. What's there a lot of in a desert? There's a lot of sandstorms. And the sandstorms, in order for them not to get into the eye of the camel, he has really long eyelashes to stop the sand from going into their eyes. So what happens is these animals or these creations adapt to their environment through the power of Allah, and then the creations become all these different shapes and sizes. When you look at different continents that are isolated, for example, Madagascar, or like an island. Madagascar is an island that's off the coast of Africa. When you look at the species on Madagascar, you realize they have species that we don't have anywhere else in the world. Why? Because in order for the animals to adapt to that specific geographical location, they had to change and shape the way that they were through the power of Allah in order to adapt to their natural environments. The reason why our skin tones in Europe, they have very fair skin tones. Why? Because it's cold. But if you go to Africa, they have darker skin tones because Africa is very hot. The evolution of human beings and animals and plants through the power of Allah is so that we can adapt to different environments and adapt to the way the world works around us. So think of it like this. Allah set the ground rules, and then through His power, everything evolved and everything became the way that it is. But it's in order for us to adapt to our environment. There's a concept of natural selection or survival of the fittest that allows us to live and adapt as the way that we are. So there you go. It's a bit of a blend of science and Islam, but in my mind, it makes sense.
Does that make sense? Though.
Go on.
Could Allah maybe possibly trying to show His wisdom, His creativity by creating all these different types and species of creatures?
1,000,000%. Like there's so many verses in the Quran where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will say, do you not see like the creation that I've created? So many people are like, oh ya Allah, send me a miracle. And God's like, just look around, man. Like look around, there's so many miracles. Everywhere you look, there's miracles. Everything is a miracle, everything is an ayah. So 100% Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is showing His wisdom, He's showing His power, He's showing His abilities through His creations. 1,000,000%, I agree with it. What do you think? You agree?
I mean, I find it, yeah, you proved your point. you got my approval.
Yeah, that's all I'm here for, to be honest with you.
And hopefully we got the viewers' approval.
Inshallah.
And thank you so much to Brother Mohammed and the person who asked this question. And the viewers, thank you for tuning in. As always, ma'a salama.
Ma salama.
The Big Why.